Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Aso Morning. It's really good to be back. I know you must have missed me, but rest assured I'm back now, and as usual, the show continues. For some of you who have been following the show, you already know we start with the newspaper review segment, where we look at stories that make front page, move on to have our interview segment, and many more that we would be bringing your way today. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are starting off today feeling very good about yourself. You know what they say, a good start is always determines how you end. So this is the beginning of the week. I hope you woke up feeling bright and excited and positive. I've recently started something that's called affirmation. You wake up telling yourself how great you are, feeling great, and indeed you start manifesting greatness. Did you know that? I should be paid rather for some of the tips that I offer you guys. But we're going for a very short break. When we come back, it'll be time for the newspaper review segment. You and I will be analyzing the newspapers this morning. So stay glued, as you wouldn't want to miss anything that's going on across the country. And we have some stories across the world as well. So if you want to be informed, stay tuned. Like my mother will always say, read the newspapers so that one day you will not wake up and Nigeria has left you. We'll be right back.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we would realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, Nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
Hello there. Thank you so much for still being with us right here. It's wonderful to be here. Like I told you, we are going straight now to the newspapers. I'll be starting with the New Telegram newspaper this morning. The New Telegram is taking us all the way to Rivers State, and it says controversy over Ibas's 5 billion naira verification savings claim last-minute appointment. It's controversy over Ibas 5 billion naira verification savings claim last-minute appointment. And the writer there says, Fubara to Rivers people. Peace, greatest gift, hold it dearly. I guess that's deeper than it comes off. That story is on page 2 and 7 of the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. Fubara is saying that peace, greatest gift, hold it dearly. Okay, with everything that's happened, I mean, I know a lot of us can infer as to what he possibly means, asking the state to embrace peace. But we have other stories right under the news, the masthead of the Telegram, New Telegram newspaper here. It says, Tinubu hails wife on 65th birthday. Tinubu hails wife on 65th birthday. That's very commendable and rather sweet. Yesterday was our First Lady's 65th birthday. A lot of people sent greetings and wishes to the First Lady. And I think I should use this opportunity to also say happy birthday, our First Lady. Thanks for everything that you do, and more grease to your elbow. Wishing you more blessings and more years as you age gracefully. We move on from there. We have other stories here right below the masthead of the New Telegraph newspaper. 2027 early campaign trap set for opposition parties by APC. Galadima is saying that early campaign trap set for opposition parties by the APC. You want to know what he possibly means by that? That story is on page 10 and 11 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Wildlife Society warns against bushmeat consumption. Federal government launches probe on eating. That is unclear. I'm unable to get that story right there. It's also on page 7 and 26 of the New Telegraph newspaper. Long story short, the Wildlife Society is warning against bushmeat consumption. We had a conversation with someone here on the show several months ago rather, where the vet was explaining why it is really dangerous to take wildlife, what we call bush meat. You do not know the diseases these animals have contracted, but you just go there and you kill. Some you don't even know the name of the animal, but because it's an animal and you are hungry, you kill. Well, the Wildlife Society is warning against that. Soludo, Ekunife face-off. Lawyers seek amendment of Oath Act. Okay, that story rather is on page 15 of the New Telegraph newspaper. And above the masthead, Nigeria's money market poised for more liquidity on fresh 751.2 billion naira inflow. I wish I could read a bit, an excerpt of that story, but I can't. It's on page It's on page 10 of the New Telegraph newspaper. It won't happen, says Netanyahu, as UK, Australia, Canada recognize Palestinian state. It won't happen, says Netanyahu. Netanyahu of Israel is opposing the announcement of Israel, of Australia, UK, and Canada's recognition of Palestinian as a state. Unpaid service fees. Federal government revokes 1,263 mineral licenses. EFCC may probe defaulters. I read that story on unpaid service fee. Those are subtle ways that Nigeria is often not paid its due when miners do not pay what mineral they have mineral licenses and they do not pay what's necessary for owning such licenses, and sometimes even operating with such licenses. What happens when we keep talking about the necessary transparency, we keep talking about the checks and balances that is necessary to see that Nigeria benefits from our natural resources, but that doesn't seem to be happening. So the governor is threatening to revoke, or as the New Telegraph puts it, federal government revokes 1,263 mining licenses. If you want it back, I don't know, read this story and see if there is even an opportunity to get it back, or you lose it and you lose it for good. We move on from that story now to the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. The Nigerian Tribune is leading with CBN faces balancing act as calls grow for lower interest rates. CBN faces balancing act as calls grow for lower interest rate. The writer here says strengthen coordination between fiscal and monetary policy. Yusuf, strengthen coordination between fiscal and monetary policies. Economy needs to be stimulated via fund injection. Ekechukwu is saying MPRO easing should be gradual to prevent unintended market dislocation. Akande is saying that. I think that's Laulu Akande. Oh, that's good. NIMET predicts 3-day rain, thunderstorm in Lagos, FCT, Rivers, Delta, and others. To know when this rain is going to happen, and more states that are susceptible to this what it calls 3-day rain and thunderstorm. The story is on page 29 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Experts worry as AMCON's charges cost bank 377.85 billion naira in 3 months. Tinubu declared 2025 editors annual conference open. In health, AI can now predict who will go blind years before doctors can. A new study is telling you that AI can now predict who will go blind. Isn't you know, we have this conversation around AI and people, I had a conversation recently, and that's why I can't help but laugh when somebody says this is pure witchcraft from the West. But when we do ours, they call it witchcraft, we should leave it and all that. But this is pure witchcraft. Imagine going somewhere and the AI can diagnose you immediately to see what nerve is functioning, what artery is good, and with that calculation, you will go blind at this point of your life. Beat that. But then again, when Africans do our witchcraft, are we able to be innovative like this and solve issues? Maybe if we do, the West would align, just like we are trying to right now align with AI, right? But it's very commendable that you would now know that your eyes are weak. Some people don't know, and it seems like it just happens at once. So this study is telling you that AI can predict who will go blind years before doctors can do the manual diagnosis or you start knowing. Oni Ladoja emphasized need for unity among Obas in Yoruba land. Ondo NLC demand new minimum wage, right Ayedatiwa seeks over 250% wage hike for Ondo workers from 73,000 naira to 556,950. That's 50 naira shy of 560, 200 and I apologize, 260,000 naira and 57,000 naira rather. Ondo NLC is demanding the new minimum wage. It begs the question, what happens to national NLC? Remember that the national NLC had suggested over 200,000 naira minimum wage, went into a meeting with the federal government, came back, started justifying why minimum wage should, as a matter of fact, be 73,000 naira. I remember that conversation. I remember we had the conversation right here in the studio where I said it is NLC that is laying brief for the government. So is the state chapters, so influential and so emboldened to demand this? That is right there very commendable. And I'll explain why. The state chapters would consolidate what it takes for workers to go to work and what wages they deserve, considering even the state IGR as well should reflect the negotiation for minimum wage. Let's have that healthy competition where this state is getting awards across the world for social welfare packages for its citizens. So yes, I commend the state chapters for taking the bull by the horn, petitioning the government to do more. And by the way, they are not asking for, say, a 10% raise. They are seeking over 250% wage raise. That's interesting, and it will be nice to see what the governor will retort in that regard. What's he going to do? Interesting times, I tell you. But Ondo, way to go. But that's it for. Okay, we have some stories that just above the masthead of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. It says Ekiti 2026, 10 APC, PDP, ADC aspirants push for party ticket. Oyebanji, others face APC screening Tuesday and Wednesday. Oyebanji, others face APC screening Tuesday and Wednesday. 10 APC, PDP, ADC aspirants push for party tickets. Interesting that elections are coming soon. So Ekiti 2026. UK, Canada, Australia recognize Palestinian statehood. And that's it for the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Quickly, we move on now to the Nation newspaper this morning. EFCC says 13,000 convictions secured. EFCC is telling us that 13,000 convictions have been secured. Beyond that story, we have above the masthead, Otedola is saying that over 2 trillion naira siphoned in fraudulent fuel subsidy claims under Jonathan. Yeah, here we go again. 2 trillion naira siphoned. Over 2 trillion naira, that's coming from Otedola right there. But away from that story, we have here the entire state, the entire paper taken by the Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited that is excited as President Tinubu commissions facilities renovated by Tantita at Salt and Bello Mosque in Kaduna State. That's about it for the Nation newspaper this morning. We would quickly move on now to the first daily newspaper this morning. The first daily newspaper says defiant bandit boss taunts military. Defiant bandit boss taunts military. Kill 10, 20 will rise. Kill 10, 20 will rise. That right there is a threat. Defiant bandit boss taunts military, saying that if you kill 10, 20 will rise. That's right there taunting our military. So it's interesting to see what the response would be. As I've always said here on the show, I am not a military expert, but I also think we should not get emotional with this petty taunting that I'm sure is just supposed to give a sense of how maybe it's supposed to give a sense of how much mobilization they have, or the numbers. Maybe that's what it hopes to achieve. I would say let's be dedicated, committed to the fight. Let's just keep our head on the goal with good strategies to fight these bandits that have become such a menace to our society, causing deaths and loss of properties. I just hope the military will not get emotional or hope or even reply to this. Sometimes I wonder why. Well, I guess for information's sake. Okay, Tinubu celebrates First Lady Oluremi at 65. Her 65th birthday, and we have a picture of the president and the first lady. I think they were having a dance, and that's a beautiful capture. And by the way, this is the same picture that is across FCT. I don't know if we have it in other parts of the country, but across FCT, this picture a lot of people will resonate with in the FCT because there are huge billboards. Tinubu for 2027, even though the president had said, take those billboards down, it's not time for campaign, it's time for governance. But yeah, it's a beautiful picture, you must agree. And happy birthday once again to our first lady. 38 arrested as police hunt killers of Enugu Catholic priest. 38 arrested as police hunt killers of Enugu Catholic priest. That's unfortunate. Supreme Court opens new legal year, confers some rank on 57 lawyers. Congratulations to them as well. I hope we will see a strengthening of our judicial system with these new lawyers, or rather senior advocates of Nigeria. I hope we would see dignity and integrity in the course of their work. Western powers recognize Palestine. Netanyahu insists no Palestinian state. Okay, don't push brilliance. Parents protest jams university age limit. Gumi urges government rehab Fulani bandits. Copy Niger Delta model. Rehab Fulani bandits. Copy Niger Delta model. Now, isn't that absolutely different? Because there is an amnesty program that's the bandits, that's ongoing, that the bandits can very well surrender their tools or arms and be part of. Moreover, what can you say the bandits are, what agenda are they pushing? The Niger Delta agenda was emancipators. We are not being cared for in spite of taking oil from our region. What are the bandits saying? What is the rehabilitation that they need? If it's an ideology, how do we tackle this ideology? I have always said it. I am all for kinetic ways of fighting crime. It doesn't have to be force all the time. We could simultaneously have the carrot and stick approaches, and we also have we report all the time of the amnesty that the army stretches to surrendered terrorists and bandits. So is Gumi suggesting yet another initiative or program that brings about banditry? I don't know. And when we go back to this surrendered terrorist initiative of amnesty, what would we say? Would we say it has succeeded? Haven't we also recorded instances where, after what we call rehabilitation, infusing them back into society, we still record pockets of these individuals that come back and cause more mayhem, because now they have enjoyed the system. They weren't killed, they surrendered. And some security experts have also told you, is that really surrendering? If you overpower someone? Has he surrendered? Has he surrendered his ideologies? Well, to hear what Gumi has, that story is on the first daily newspaper right there. Couture, Joanna evicted from, okay, this is an entertainment Big Brother Niger house. I guess that's ongoing at the moment. Serap, Amnesty urged Tinubu to drop charges against Showore, Facebook, X. And that's it for the first daily newspaper this morning. Quickly, we move on to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper right here is saying Ibas rejects Assembly's move to probe 6 months spending. Ibas rejects the Assembly's move to probe 6 months spending. Okay, well, why not? Why not? I should expect that everything was done within the ambit of the law, and everything was done for the interest of the state. Nobody should be afraid of a probe. You should be able to respond to anything that comes up. That's my 1 cent. But at no point should you reject a move to probe your administration. I'm not sure he was supposed to be beyond a probe or beyond questioning. Well, the writer here says ex-administrator insists lawmakers lack power to question his tenure. That's his short administration. CSO urged Fubara to hold Ibas accountable. These are the things they used to do that would not urge him now. When he starts holding one person or the other accountable, he gets into trouble. But yeah, CSOs are urging. But accountability shouldn't be anything anybody should be afraid of. But then again, here we're in Nigeria, aren't we? And I hope CSOs would also back the fallout of it all. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you ask me, let Fubara focus on governance, at least for the rest of his tenure. If the State House wants to probe, let them probe, but let Fubara just focus on governance. And beside the masthead of the Punch newspaper here, he says, crude supply to domestic refineries hit 67.6 barrels. Crude supplies to domestic refineries hit 67.6 million barrels. That story is on page 33 of the Punch newspaper. Borno terrorist attack, victims hospitalized in Cameroon. That story is on page 9. International Day of Peace. Africa does not only fight wars, it builds bridges of peace. That's coming from the General Christopher Gwabe Musa, Chief of Defense Staff. Africa does not only fight wars, it builds bridges of peace. That's so interesting and that's so beautiful right there. Okay, now moving on from that, we go to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The Vanguard also has Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited taking the entire front page, but the Vanguard was able to squeeze a story right up there. It says crude oil import hit record high as Dangote refinery reshapes trade flow. Crude oil import hit high as Dangote refinery reshapes trade flow. Interesting, isn't it? Otedola to Dampman, your business model outdated. Dangote transforming petroleum sector. And that's it. We quickly move on. Like I told you, we do not have a lot of stories from the Vanguard newspaper this morning, as the entire front page has been taken. But we quickly move on now to the This Day newspaper. The This Day newspaper this morning says, El-Rufai, Tinubu planning life presidency, not genuine Democrat. Tinubu planning life presidency, not genuine Democrat. How sometime around 2022, I would never have thought that El-Rufai would be an opposition, a vocal opposition to the current administration. Remember, at that time, it seemed like he was the only one who was supporting Tinubu's presidency at the time. But But that's the dynamism of politics, and it's so interesting for me at the moment. I'm having a good time just going through this. It's interesting right there. Erufai is saying that Tinubu is planning life presidency, not a genuine Democrat. Rino Mokri, I love Jonathan, but I will support Tinubu in 2027. We've been hearing, would I say, speculations here and there that the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, plans to run come 2027. I don't know how true that is. He has not confirmed it. Close associates are telling you it's possible. So we keep our hands, we wait and see what goes on. Unreconciled federal funds, FAC, that's the federal account allocation, awaits NNPC on $42.37 billion OAGF on 2 trillion naira pending payment. The writer here says alleged unpaid monies of cover 2011 to 2017. Ad hoc committee tasked national oil firms to account for exploration funds since 1999. That's it for our newspaper. That's it for the This Day newspaper this morning, and also this is where we end our newspaper review segment this morning as well. We are going for a short break. We would be back to discuss more, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
The welfare of millions of people for generations to come may be affected by the wisdom which we here display. If Nigerian leaders and our British partners are to prove themselves worthy of their trust, now is the time for us solemnly and truly to dedicate ourselves to seeking the greatest good of the greatest number of our people in Nigeria. Independence for Nigeria in 1960 is imperative. But independence for Nigeria as a corporate entity is not enough. The peoples of Nigeria must at the same time be guaranteed their freedom. We must ensure that in an independent Nigeria, individual citizens throughout the land enjoy liberty, human dignity, and equality under the law. There must be one Nigeria with one constitution and one law for all. Let us therefore, Mr. Chairman, sir, close our ears to the counsel of despair, which says that we cannot here at this conference agree on a constitution. If there's any doubt among us as to what should be written into the constitution, let us, as Democrats that we profess ourselves to be, refer such problems, as the goal has done recently, to the people whom we profess to represent, either just before or at the federal elections late in 1959.
We are a nation blessed with people of diverse cultures, religions, languages, and opinions. It is ironic that we are now being ripped apart by our greatest strength, our diversity. We have allowed intolerance, insensitivity, bigotry, and nepotism to blind our vision of the greatness we can achieve working together as one. We may not have the same culture, nor religion, nor language, but we all belong to the same nation by the divine will of God. We did not choose to be Nigerians. Nigeria chose us. This nation is our divine heritage, and if we open our eyes, we will realize that what divides us pales in comparison to what unites us. And by the comparison and conciliation of our differences, we will grow until our differences disappear. Our unity cannot be willed by mere declarations, nor do we get unity by ignoring the questions that beg for answers. We must celebrate our diversity and debate our differences without fracturing our unity. Our strength is not in our numbers, but in our unity, because even the weak become strong when united. Nigeria unite.
This message is brought to you by Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, owners and operators of Aso Radio 93.5 FM Abuja, Aso Television DSTV Channel 392, Star Times Terrestrial Channel 127, Free TV Channel 507, People's TV Channel 285, and UHF Channel 38.
Our first efforts at democracy and self-government were abruptly arrested in the mid-60s, largely as a result of the incongenial atmosphere engendered by the uncompromising stance adopted by the political parties of the First Republic. Thus, opportunities were lost for our people to interact and learn to accommodate different points of view for the betterment of the country. We must not allow that episode to repeat itself. The new system that will have adopted presents us with yet another opportunity to achieve national integration, which is a prerequisite for the building of a strong and virile nation.